Advanced Physiology for third semester medical students. The endocrine system. The endocrine system is responsible for regulating various bodily functions through the secretion of hormones that influence nearly every aspect of the body, including growth, metabolism, reproduction, and internal body balance. Endocrine system physiology. The endocrine system consists of several glands that release hormones directly into the bloodstream to affect specific organs and tissues. These hormones regulate long-term bodily functions and act as a link between various body systems to ensure the body functions harmoniously. Endocrine glands and key hormones. A. Hypothalamus. Main function. The hypothalamus is a part of the brain that regulates most of the body's endocrine activity by influencing the pituitary gland. It acts as a link between the nervous system and the endocrine system. Hormones produced. Releasing hormones. RH, regulate hormone release from the pituitary gland. Inhibiting hormones, IH. Inhibit hormone secretion by the pituitary gland. Oxytocin and antidiuretic hormone, ADH, produced by the hypothalamus but stored and released by the posterior pituitary. B. Pituitary gland. Hypophysis, the pituitary gland, located at the base of the brain, is known as the master gland because it regulates many body functions through hormone secretion that controls other endocrine glands. Anterior pituitary, front part, growth hormone, GH. Stimulates bone and tissue growth. Prolactin, PRL, stimulates milk production in the breasts after childbirth. Adrenocorticotropic hormone, ACTH, stimulates the release of cortisol from the adrenal cortex. Thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH, stimulates the thyroid gland to produce thyroid hormones. Gonadotropins, FSH and LH, regulate gonadal function, testes and ovaries, and gametogenesis, reproductive cells production. Posterior pituitary, back part, oxytocin, facilitates smooth muscle contraction in the uterus during childbirth and milk ejection. Antidiuretic hormone, ADH, regulates water balance in the body by increasing water reabsorption in the kidneys. Connection to endocrine physiology. The pituitary gland is the primary controller of the endocrine system, regulating many other endocrine glands and ensuring hormonal balance in the body. C. Thyroid gland. Main function. The thyroid gland, located in the neck, regulates body metabolism by producing thyroid hormones. Hormones produced, thyroxine, T, and triiodothyronine, T, increase metabolic rate, regulate body temperature, and affect growth and development. Calcitonin regulates blood calcium levels by lowering calcium levels in the blood and facilitating calcium storage in bones. Connection to endocrine physiology. Thyroid hormones play a key role in regulating body metabolism and affect nearly every cell in the body. D. Parathyroid glands. Main function. The parathyroid glands, located near the thyroid gland, regulate calcium levels in the blood. Hormones produced. Parathyroid hormone, PTH, increases blood calcium levels by stimulating the release of calcium from bones and enhancing calcium reabsorption by the kidneys. Connection to endocrine physiology. Parathyroid hormone helps maintain normal blood calcium levels, which are essential for nerve, muscle, and blood clotting functions. E. Adrenal glands. The adrenal glands are located above the kidneys and consist of two main parts, the adrenal cortex and the adrenal medulla. Adrenal cortex. Hormones produced. Cortisol, a stress hormone that plays a role in the body's response to stress, regulates metabolism, and controls the immune system. Aldosterone regulates the body's salt and water balance by increasing sodium reabsorption in the kidneys. Androgens, male sex hormones produced in small amounts by the adrenal cortex. Adrenal medulla, hormones produced. Adrenaline, epinephrine, stimulates the fight-or-flight response, increasing heart rate, blood pressure, and blood flow to muscles. Norepinephrine helps regulate blood pressure in stress responses. Connection to endocrine physiology. The adrenal glands secrete hormones that are important for stress response, cortisol and adrenaline, and electrolyte balance, aldosterone. F. Pancreas. The pancreas has two main functions: producing digestive enzymes and hormones that regulate blood sugar levels. Hormones produced. Insulin lowers blood glucose levels by helping cells absorb glucose for energy. Glucagon increases blood glucose levels by stimulating the liver to release stored glucose. Somatostatin inhibits the secretion of insulin and glucagon and regulates the digestive system. Connection to endocrine physiology. Insulin and glucagon work together to maintain normal blood glucose levels, which are critical for the body's energy functions. G. Gonads, ovaries and testes. Gonads, testes in men and ovaries in women, produce hormones that regulate sexual development and reproduction. Hormones produced. Testosterone, by testes, regulates male secondary sexual characteristics and sperm production. Estrogen and progesterone, by ovaries, regulate the menstrual cycle, female secondary sexual characteristics, and prepare the body for pregnancy. Connection to endocrine physiology. Hormones from the gonads are crucial in regulating reproduction and sexual development. Mechanism of hormone action. Hormones work at the cellular and tissue level to modulate physiological activity. Generally, hormones can act through two main mechanisms: A. Peptide hormones, proteins, mechanism of action. Peptide hormones like insulin and growth hormone cannot pass through the cell membrane. They act by binding to receptors on the cell surface, triggering a series of chemical reactions inside the cell, via secondary systems like CAMP or inositol trisphosphate. B. Steroid and thyroid hormones. Mechanism of action. Steroid hormones, e.g. cortisol, and thyroid hormones can cross the cell membrane due to their lipophilic nature. They then bind to receptors inside the cell or the cell nucleus, altering gene expression and cellular activity. Connection to endocrine physiology. Hormones act as chemical signals that affect the body's physiological activities through interactions with specific receptors on target cells. General regulation of the endocrine system. The endocrine system operates through feedback mechanisms to maintain bodily homeostasis. This involves the regulation of hormone release based on hormone levels in the blood or specific physiological signals. A. Negative feedback. Most hormonal regulation occurs via negative feedback, where increased levels of a particular hormone inhibit further hormone release. For example, when thyroid hormone levels in the blood are high enough, the hypothalamus and pituitary reduce TSH secretion to decrease thyroid hormone production. B. Positive feedback. Positive feedback is less common but crucial in certain physiological processes, such as uterine contractions during labor, which stimulate oxytocin release to enhance contractions. Connection to endocrine physiology. Negative feedback helps maintain hormonal stability in the body, while positive feedback activates certain physiological processes that require reinforcement, like labor. Conclusion. The physiology of the endocrine system plays a vital role in regulating almost all body functions through hormones that affect growth, metabolism, reproduction, and internal body balance. Different endocrine glands, such as the hypothalamus, pituitary, thyroid, adrenal glands, pancreas, and gonads, work together to ensure the body functions well and maintains homeostatic balance.